Hello everyone, Donna Gray here, your Stamping Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. How are you all today? This is an exciting week. Please feel free to jump on, say hello. Hey Angie, Chrissy, Anne, Kathleen, thanks for sharing. So please jump on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. This is another live crafting session with myself, Donna Gray. I'm a Stamping Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. Everything that I use in my videos you can purchase through my online store, and at the moment we have 1 week left of Saleabration. Now if you're new and this is the first time you've watched and you don't understand what Saleabration is, Stamping Up have an awesome party that runs from January through to the end of March. They have an awesome joining special. They also have an awesome buying special. So during Saleabration, for every $90 that you spend, you can earn a free item out of our Saleabration catalogue. So I'm just going to pop the screen down so you can have a look at some of the things in the Saleabration catalogue that you can earn for free. So just bear with me here and I'll get myself going. There we are. Okay. So we've got the Saleabration catalogue. So we've got Saleabration Release 1, Saleabration Release 2, and there's also a Saleabration Release 3. So all of the items that are in this catalogue you can earn for free with a $90 purchase. So we have the Cupcake stamp set, Hello Cupcake. We have the Organdy ribbon combo pack, and the ribbon is back in stock, I think, as we speak. The butterfly elements, I think, have gone. I think you can still get the butterfly designer, botanical butterfly designer series paper. We've got the By the Bay stamp set, the lovely Home to Roost stamp set, the So Hoppy Together. Not sure, I think the Grapefruit Grove and Lovely Lipstick foil sheets are out now. I'm not real sure, I should have checked up on the things. Part of My Story stamp set, which is fantastic. The lovely Lattice stamp set, which I will be actually using today. Precious Parcel card kit, Tea Time Framelets. Tea Time Framelets is a level 2 item, and the Lasting Lily is a level 2 item as well. So a level 2 item means that if you spend $180, you can get either 2 level 1 items or 1 level 2 item. Hey Vicky, hey Glenda, thanks for joining. Hey Karen, how are you going from Las Vegas? Thank you very much for joining. Now this is release number 2. This is, I'm going to be using the All Adorn stamp set today, so I'm just going to celebrate a little bit the last few days that we have left of Saleabration. So the All Adorn stamp set, this Country Floral Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder is to die for. I'm going to be using that in our live crafting today. The Painted Seasons stamp set, and it's a bundle. You can get it with the designer series paper that matches as well. And we actually have some coordination products that they released, which are framelets that match our Saleabration stamp sets. Now these framelets you actually have to purchase. Hey Carol, how are you going? You just got in from work. No worries, I've just started. The Lily framelets, Call Me Cupcake framelets, so sad to say, but the Hop Around framelets have sold out. The Four Seasons framelets and the Story Label Punch. So I actually will be using the Story Label Punch today as well. The More Than Words stamp set is fantastic as well. I can't talk, I'm doing a video. Gotta go. Okay, I'm going to go back to me. Sorry, I just got a phone call then, so now I have to make sure that I get the iPhone sorted again to connect so I can do this video. So I'm terribly sorry about that. When the phone rings, it actually cuts out my video. So hopefully that's not going to happen again. So that, and do that. Okay, we'll go back to where we were. So we have some of these awesome products. Now, these products are only lasting while stocks last, or until the end of March, which is 31st of March. So we've only got 5 days left. So We also have an awesome joining special, which for $315 you can purchase, you can get $315 worth of product for $169. Now that is the best deal that you will get on Stampin' Up products ever. Now you may say, I don't think I want to join Stampin' Up. I don't want to be involved in having to sell things. You wholly and solely can buy the starter kit just to purchase products for yourself. There is no obligation to stay on, but if you purchase that starter kit during this month, you'll get $315 worth of product for $169. The normal deal is $235 worth of product for $169. So you're getting $315 worth of product for $169, and you are guaranteed that you will get discount until the end of July, no matter what. If you don't make your your quarterly minimum amounts, which is not a lot of money, it's about $156, I think, a month that you need to spend. If you don't make those quarterly amounts, nothing is going to happen. No, they're not going to send out the Stampin' Up police to come and chase you down and get money out of you. Nothing is going to happen. You just lose your discount. They give you 20% discount when you join. You will get 20% discount until the end of July, no matter what. If you make your minimum quarterly amount by the end of July, you get another 3 months to enjoy 20% discount. Now, I often say to people, I had a customer ring me the other day, was about to place an order for $211, and I'm like, oh my God, you need to join. You're going to spend $211. You can spend $169 and you can get $315 worth of product. So hence, I spoke to her. I told her that there was no obligation to stay on if she wanted to join, and I said, what you will be surprised is you will probably make that first quarterly amount, because they give you the remainder of this quarter, which is only 5 more days, plus the whole next quarter. And if you don't make it by the end of that quarter, they will give you another month to try and make that quarterly amount. So so if you make that quarterly amount, then you get another quarter to stay current that you get the 20% discount. So there is absolutely nothing to be scared of, absolutely nothing that would, there's no hidden agenda, there's no secrets that we don't tell you. You wholly and solely get 20% discount off your crafting products as a hobby demonstrator. But then on the other hand, if you actually want to start making money, you love crafting and you want to change your lifestyle, you want to change your job, you want to change what you're doing in your life, you can wholly and solely do that with Stampin' Up as well, because I have done that. When I first joined, I joined just to get the discount. And for the first 12 months, I dabbled. I had a few customers. I enjoyed getting the commission. So if you've got a couple of friends that want to buy from you, you get a little bit of commission out of their orders. That gives you a little bit of money that you can, hey Kylie, how you going? Hey Margaret, hey Wendy, hey Connie, how you going? Thank you for sharing, Connie. So you can get a little bit of discount from your friends buying from you. That can add to buying your crafting products. But if you actually want to run it as a business, now I've been with Stampin' Up for 2.5 years, and I am now running my Stampin' Up as a business. I'm now earning an income from my Stampin' Up, and I'm about to travel to the Greek Isles, all expenses paid, by Stampin' Up for earning the incentive trip. It has totally changed my life, and the amount of awesome people that I have met along the way, the amount of people that I'm going to be meeting when I go to Rome and Greece, I could never have done that without Stampin' Up. Now Daryl and I have never been overseas. It will be our first overseas trip. We have never been out of Australia. The furthest we've been out of Australia is Tasmania. We say that we've been overseas because we've been over water to get to Tasmania, but that's the furthest that we have ever travelled. We've gone probably up to Cairns is the highest in Australia, down to Melbourne, I think, and Tasmania. We haven't been to Western Australia, so we haven't travelled a lot, but this company is now giving us the opportunity to do that. So if you are interested in a business venture, then I can wholly and solely recommend that if you're a crafter, you can make money out of Stampin' Up, because I can tell you there is money to be made. So so if you want to do that, when you join my team, my Wild Heart Crafters team, there's quite a few of my Wild Heart Crafters on here today. When you join my Wild Heart Crafters team, you get access to a private team page. You get access to all of my monthly Stamp Club videos, all of my online class videos, everything that I do exclusive, my team get for free. So you'll get access to all of the videos of those classes. You also get to be part of a fun community that we are, and we do monthly card swaps, we do monthly challenges. I have prizes, I have rewards for my team, for team advancements and things, for certain amounts of sales my team get rewarded. So it is a wonderful thing to be a part of the Wild Heart Crafters, and I'm sure all the Wild Heart Crafters will agree that we're a great group of people, and it's like raising a family. I started with 3 people. I think now I've got something like about 39 people, I think, in our team. So our family's starting to grow bigger and bigger. So just remember, the starter kit is the best price that you will get. $315 for $169. Now, if you're interested and you're thinking that it could be something for you, please feel free to send me a private message after I finish with the video here, and I would be quite happy to discuss it further with you if you wanted to discuss some more information. Or otherwise, you can go over to my page. It's in the description up the top there. You can go over to my stampingwithdonnag.com, my website, and you can click on the Join Now tab. You can read all about all of the things that you get to choose to do with Stamping Up. I'm about to go to Auckland next month, and that's for Stamping Up conventions. I'm about to go to Auckland and spend 5 days over in Auckland, and if it hadn't have been for Stamping Up, I wouldn't be doing that either. So my whole family, we're all going to go on a trip to Auckland for 5 days. I get to spend 3 days, and it'll be my first time at Onstage Live, which will be fantastic. So, and I do have to apologize today, because you're going to notice when I start doing my video, I have a broken fingernail. That was due to the fact that I bought some new cleaner, and I don't know whether you've seen it on Facebook, the cleaner that is the eco-friendly cleaner called Co. And I need to tell you, it cleans your shower screens like brand new. My shower screens in our house are 16 years old, and they had quite a bit of soap scum built up, especially down on the bottom area, and oh my lord, you spray it and you use this diamond sponge, and then you wipe it off with the cloth, and it's sparkling just like new. Hence, I broke a fingernail while I was doing it. So we can't all have the perfect nails and have clean shower screens as well. So I just thought you'd like that story. So if you've been thinking about that co-cleaner, honestly, I don't get anything for advertising it, but oh my lord, it is actually worth the money. So okay, let's get to crafting here. Okay, so what I decided to do was do a really quick card. I'm absolutely loving these stitched rectangle framelits. Now this is part of a bundle in the Occasions catalog, the Amazing Life bundle, and you can get the stitched framelits to match. And I thought I would do a quick male themed card, because we tend to do a lot of female orientated cards and we don't seem to do male themed cards. So I decided what I was going to do is actually bring you a male themed card today for once. And if you're anything like me, who out there, it used to be called EcoWorks, now Co. It's awesome. You've been buying it since they started. And do you know what, Wendy? It is absolutely the best cleaner I've ever known. And I can tell you, I've tried most things on the market, and it is definitely by far the best. So I'm going to stamp this up in Night of Navy, and I'm using the stamp set Life is Grand. This has got some really awesome, great, large sentiments, so I thought it was going to be a great stamp set to use. I love stamp sets that have these massive, big sentiments, that the actual sentiment itself is the feature, the focal part of your card. So Life is Grand. It's also one of, I think it's a distinctive stamp. I'm just checking. They normally say distinctive on it, but it's not saying that. But it gives you that grungy sort of, not so, I'll bring that up a bit closer, but as you can see, it's not a full-on block color. It gives you that graduated look, and yeah, it's a really nice stamp. So I'm actually going to just stamp that, and I'm going to, this is a really, really quick, easy card, and I'm going to use this rectangle. Now you're all going to ask me what size rectangle. Honestly, ladies, I have no idea what size rectangle it is, because I just measured the rectangle on the sentiment that I had to make sure that it fit. So that was how I worked out which one I was going to use. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that onto my Big Shot, and I'm using the magnetic platform and my well-used cutting pads there. Just going to line that up like so. Now these stitched framelits are fantastic. They give us a cutout rectangle. They also give us a framelit, a frame that matches around. Where do you get Co from? It's Glenda. It is on Facebook. All you need to do is do a search, KOH. It's called KOH. If you do a search like that on Facebook, you will see an ad for it. And I just bought it directly from Facebook. It sends you to their page, to their website, and they've got some great deals. There's quite a few deals that you can do. So as you can see, that has just cut out. I'm just gonna zoom in a bit. We're a bit too far away. That has cut out a really awesome rectangle, and we're left with a frame if we wanted to use that frame. I'm actually not going to use that as a frame. Okay, so now the next thing what I want to do, I'm going to use, this is some of the paper. Now I've got to remember the name. It is called Tranquil Textures Designer Series paper. So I want to use that as a big frame. So I'm going to cut that out because I want that to be a frame on my card as well. Sorry, a layer on my card. So I'll bring the Big Shot back in again. I should have just left the Big Shot here until I was finished doing all the bits that I need to do, which I will do that. Okay, so that will go that way. Okay, so I'm going to get it that I want to get a fair bit of the bluey green colour, which I think is, it could be Tranquil Tide, is the bluey green colour in it. Okay, so I'm going to cut that rectangle out, and that's going to give me, and I should have put that on an angle, but because it's 6x6 card, I didn't. So once again, we're going to, and that hasn't cut through properly. So because it hasn't cut through properly, I'm now going to, and I'm going to try and put it on a bit of an angle. I've turned it up the other way, and I'm going to cut it with the cutting blades coming up into that top cutting pad. And I find that when things don't cut properly, and it's just because it's a rectangle and just the inside part of our Big Shot doesn't cut easily. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And I've got a piece of Whisper White Thick for our base. And I have a lovely piece of Whisper White there. Ah, and I just forgot, I'm supposed to do another rectangle, which is this one. And I'm going to do that in, yes, in our mint macaron. I'll just do that off screen. Okay, so I have that, and I have that, and I have that. Now, I also have some, I absolutely love this burlap ribbon. Oh, there you go, Wendy's popped up the website for you there. Thank you, Wendy. She's popped up the website for you on there. Glenda in the comments. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some of that in behind. Do I have any ribbon that would match? No, I think I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to actually pop this one up on dimensionals. It feels so funny with this fingernail missing. It's my finger doesn't feel right. Like I go to pick the dimensionals off and there's no fingernail there to flip it up. Okay, so I'm just going to take the backings off those and pop it on to that mint macaron base. Okay, I'm going to pop a bit of double-sided tape here on this designer series paper here for my white burlap ribbon. And I'm going to pop that down there like that. And I might pop that one up too. I think the main thing with mail cards is keeping them quite simple. For the simple fact that mails don't need too much fuss, you know what I mean? Like, I think if we put too much things on mail cards, they can look too blingy. And that's why I think people struggle with the actual fact of making mail cards, is because they try to bling them up too much. So my golden rule is basic and easy, and for most mails that's what they expect in a card. So these stitched rectangle framelets really make crafting easy now, because I've just cut those layers. I'm going to mount that up onto a Whisper White piece like so. Okay, and then I think I'm going to add a bit more dimension. Why not? You probably have to pay extra at the postage at the post office to post this, but you know, I think mails like to see a card with a bit of interest, so seeing all the layers would get them in, I think. They always say too that pop-out cards for mails, they love the pop-out mechanism in cards, that because mails tend to have like more like an engineering mind, so therefore they like to see how something works. Oh, no worries, Angie. So if anyone's having any trouble with the picture or the sound, just pop out and pop back in. So there we have a super, super quick, easy card. One stamp set, couple of layers, and look at how great we can get a card for a mail. So I'm sure any mail out there would love to get this as a card. So main thing is probably try not to do too much bling. Probably just, yeah, make sure that you're keeping it simple. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to show you as well, I better put that card up there so that, oh, I'll pop it up there so I know that I don't lose it. No, I won't. I'm going to pop it over here, because if I pop it up there, I'll go, where did that card go, when I go to bring them all back in. I also wanted to let you know I have a card swap group, and these are a couple of my cards, and I do apologize, ladies, if you're the sender of these cards. I haven't popped a picture up yet. So I have a card swap group, and it's called Stamping with DonnaG Private Handmade Card Swap Group. And these are two of the cards that I received in our March card swap group. So one was from Jenny Osman, which Jenny, I think you're on here at the moment. And our theme was to use Saleabration items with matching framelets with the coordination products. So, exactly, Megan. Megan's saying, what's $2 for postage? Exactly. So, Jenny sent me this beautiful card. So, thank you, Jenny. Jenny's here telling me how many people I've got watching. So, this beautiful card using the Painted Seasons stamp set, the Painted Seasons Designer Series paper, and the gorgeous framelets that match. So, thank you very much, Jenny, for the card. And this one was from Nicole Nichols. And Nicole Nichols has used the, is it Tea Time stamp set and the Tea Time framelets. And that's a gorgeous card as well, using that gorgeous teapot. And the beautiful flower. The flower is embossed on a piece of vellum and then coloured. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I can't remember the name of the stamp set for that one, but beautiful card. So thank you very much, ladies. Now, if you want to be a part of my handmade card swap group, all you need to do is do a search for Stamping with DonnaG handmade card swap group, and it's a private group. It's worldwide, so you will get cards from all over the world. What you do is we do a program, we do a card swap once a month, and I have a theme. Each month that we do it, I have a theme, and you pick how many partners you want to have. So you say how many card swaps you want to do. Say if you want to have 3 partners, I partner you up with 3 partners. So if you wanted to be part of that, it's all about the giving. It's all about having a lovely time and sharing the love around by sending some happy mail to people. Now this is another thing. I've done a video with this on the weekend, using our Memories and More card packs that you can get. Now this is the oh my god, everything's slipping my mind this afternoon. The Blooms stamp set. I can't remember the name of the stamp set. Anyway, you can get the gorgeous Memories and More cards as well, and in this they've got some nice little stickers and things. They've got small cards, and they've also got larger cards. They're double-sided, so you've got sides on both sides. You also have the card pack that you can get, which is the Happiness Blooms Memories and More cards and envelopes. So in this you get 2 size cards. You get some smaller cards, which I don't have any left at the moment, and you get the larger cards, which are Night of Navy base, and you also get these gorgeous matching envelopes that have a lovely striped envelope top on them as well. So this is a quick, easy way, and I'm going to show you just how to rearrange one of these cards to get a really, really quick, easy card. So I'm going to leave those stickers out because I may want to use them. I may want to use them, I may not. I'm not real sure. Okay, so I've picked out this out of the Memories and More card pack, and I thought it was a lovely card, and it had lots of bright colours, which this suite is known for that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take 1/4 inch off this side because I want to cut this bit of card down. So I'm just going to take 1/4 inch off this side and 1/4 inch off that side, and I'm going to take 1/4 inch off the top and 1/4 inch off the bottom. That, and 1/4 inch off the bottom. Okay, so what I wanted to do is just cut that down to get a smaller size. So I still got a fair bit of that lovely pattern happening, but I've cut it down to fit the front of the cards so that I can actually add some layers. So my first layer that I'm going to add, is it going to work? No, I need to take another 1/4 inch. So I needed to take 1/2 inch off the top and 1/2 off the bottom. So I'm just going to take another 1/4 inch there. Actually, that might be just right. Yeah, that's where I'm going to do it. Okay, so that looks very good. Now, you may say, that's pretty easy. Anyone can do that. But then I decided what I would do to make it a little bit different. I decided that I wanted to cut out the Oh Happy Day with my 2-inch circle punch. So the 2-inch circle punch just fits nicely in there that I can cut that out. Okay, so I now have a beautiful frame. I have my Oh Happy Day cut out in a circle punch there. So I'm actually going to glue that gorgeous frame on. But if you're new to crafting, you could get a pack of these Memories and More cards, and you could get a few basic items. A pack of the Memories and More cards, a pack of the cards and envelopes, and by just playing around a little bit you can add a little bit of interest to the cards. So I'm then going to pop that, that's going to go on the front of that. So I don't want to just pop that up, I sort of need something as a bit of a backing behind it. So I'm thinking probably some of the lovely lipstick. And bear with me, I just need to go and grab my Starburst Punch, if I can find it. Is that it? Yes. Okay, my Starburst Punch, and I'm going to punch out of the lovely lipstick, a Starburst circle. Okay. Need to pop them away so that I don't get too many things over here. I'll pop it over there. Okay, so I thought I could layer that up and then pop it on the front. There you go, Angie's saying page 25, item number 148820. So, this is a super quick, easy way of creating really quick cards, and a lot of the hard work is done for you. So you can just spruce them up a little bit and you can get some quite super easy, great, quick cards. So then I was like, that's okay, but I'm still not happy with that. It needs something more. So I decided to bring out the Grapefruit Grove ribbon and our lovely lipstick ribbon in our Gross Grain ribbon that matches our in colours. And I thought the two of them together looked really cute. So I decided that what I wanted to do is just put some double-sided tape on the back. You need the Starburst Punch, Megan. I can tell you it is a necessity in your craft room. It is a punch that I consistently use every day. Without fail, I use it every day. That, the 2-inch punch and the 3/4 inch circle punches are my 3 punches that I go to. Super easy to use and very effective, the way you can layer up your colours and things. So I'm just going to pop some double-sided tape on the back there. And I want to pop some of this ribbon on, but I just want to zigzag it on here. So I want the two of them together. So I'm going to grab the two of them together. And then I just want to zigzag it. So I'm going to stick it into that. So I've got the double-sided tape on the back and I'm just sticking them both into that double-sided tape. And I think I want to do one more loop like so. Just like that. So I think that has made that sentiment just look super cute. What do you think? So just remember, ladies, get in and place those orders. We've got 5 days left to earn those free Saleabration items. And who doesn't love things for free? I think we all do. Okay. So I'm then just going to pop that up on the dimensionals and pop it onto the front of the card. So just like so. And then with my liquid Tombow, pop that onto the front of my card base. Like that. Oops, sorry. So super quick, easy card. Just by rearranging that one layer, and then you've got your cute envelope that will match. So I think that's a really cute card made very quickly and very easily. So as I said, if you're new to crafting, this is a really basic, easy way to make some gorgeous cards very quickly. It takes minimal amount of product. You only need a couple of punches, and some a card pack, and There's actually no stamping involved in that one. So the first one there was stamping involved, but that was one ink pad and one stamp set. So you can see how quickly things can be made. Okay, so the next one that we're going to make is this one here. I'm going to get it out. I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to use the gorgeous Subtle embossing folder, and I'm going to use the lovely Lattice stamp set. And I'm going to use the Story Label Punch as well. Okay, so this card, and I'm going to use some of my blends to colour. Of course, this stamp set has to be coloured. It's screaming out, please colour me, please. I'm just going to pop all those things over there. Don't need them just yet until I'm ready to go. Okay, so the lovely Lattice stamp set is a Simply Stunning. This is a Saleabration item, so you can get this for free with a $90 order through my online store. Hey Luna, how you going? It was a beautiful card. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to bring in our Smoky Slate ink pad. Now, one thing I know, when we have been using our, I'm just trying to look at where I put the card there. When we've been using our blends, we have been told that the golden rule is that we use our black Memento ink. Now, I think that that's nice, but sometimes I feel like the black Memento ink is a little bit too dark and a little bit too stark for something, and this I wanted to be quite a soft card, so I'm using just our Smoky Slate. So I've inked up my stamp. Now you will notice that I have put the stamp upside down and taken the ink pad to the stamp like that, for the simple fact that when you've got a large stamp, to try and grab the large stamp and try and ink it with your ink pad with the stamp over the other way is really, really hard. So I find it's easier when you've got a large stamp to do that. Okay, now I'm going to stamp this in the middle of this card. So this is Smoky Slate stamped on Whisper White cardstock. Okay, and that's come out absolutely beautiful. So now what I'm going to do, bear with me, this will take me a little bit of time. I'm going to colour in with some of my blends. So the blends that I've chosen are Flirty Flamingo and Granny Apple Green. Now these are lovely colours to play around with. Now take your time. I'm using the thick end and I'm using the Flirty Flamingo light to start off with. So I'm just going to lay down a base on all of these petals of Flirty Flamingo light. Now remember, when you're using your blends, just to use a light touch with this brush end, because it's very, very soft and it's really, really easy to damage the tip if you press too hard. Okay, so it will colour no problem whatsoever by just lightly brushing it over your cardstock. Okay, so I'm just going to colour in those little buds. And a lot of people say I'm no good at colouring. Who out there loves the blends? Type in the comments and let me know. Are you a blends person or do you struggle with colouring? Type in and let me know. Say, yes, I'm a blends person, I love them, or I would love to be better at colouring. So type in those comments and let's see what the consensus is with the colouring. And this gives me an idea too, that when you type into the comments, it gives me an idea of whether you need to see more of something. So more hints and more tips on colouring and using the blends. And I find circular motions are quite good. Michelle's saying that she loves the blends. I know you do, Michelle. You do some beautiful colouring with the blends. Who else? Come on, girls, don't be shy. Who else? Who likes the blends? Or who doesn't have them yet? Who out there hasn't purchased any blends yet? Who's been too scared to purchase the blends because they don't think that they can colour good enough? Diane says she loves the blends. Megan loves the blends. Margaret says that she, what did I see then? You don't have any blends, Margaret? Okay. Because what I'm about to say is I actually have a blends club that you can be a part of. I have to reorganize the pricing. If you go over, you can sign up for my blends club over on my website, which is www.stampingwithdonnag.com. And you will see under member clubs, you will see a blends club. And it's a great way of compiling your blends. What you do is you pay a monthly subscription. So you compile your blends over a period of 12 months. And over that period of 12 months, gradually what happens is you get a few blends each month, and I give you some video tutorials of how to use the blends, especially when you first get started, so that you know how to get the best out of your blends. And it's an awesome way of collecting. And if you're anything like me and you can't afford things straight off, it's actually quite nice to be able to know that you're going to be able to collect them over that time. And it's not a big outlay, because if you wanted to buy them, the beauty of our blends is you can buy them separately. You can buy them in a duo pack, and yes, everyone says, is it cheaper to buy them in the duo pack? No different whether you buy them in the duo pack or whether you buy them separately, because they've made it that way so that if you have a favorite blend that you use all the time and it runs out, because they're not refillable, you will be able to just purchase a new one. Jenny says she likes them, but she would like to be better at using them. And you know what, Jenny? The main thing that I can say there is don't be too scared to put a fair bit of ink down. Like, a lot of people, I think, are a little bit scared of going too overboard with their ink. The more ink, I find, the better. And the more you blend with your lighter colors, the more you get a better effect. So, and blending, as you'll see here, I blend with the fine tip, but just in circular motions, and just where the dark meets the light, you just do circular motions over those lines. And what it does is, you can see it there, it's blending them out and stopping it from being a definite stark darker line. Okay, but it just creates a little bit of depth to your flowers, and a bit of trying to think of what the word is. Can't think of what the word I'm trying to say. A bit of variegation. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. A bit of variegation in your flowers, because flowers are not normally all the same color. You know what I mean? Like the petals, there's always a bit of a different array in the color in the petals. So this is a great way of getting that effect to happen. And it's super, super easy and super, super quick and easy to do. And people may say, but I don't know which part to blend and I don't know which part to put the darker. Honestly, I just go with the flow. I go with what I think looks okay. And then, once again, I've done the dark bits. I just go back through with my light, wherever those dark bits are meeting the light, and circle, circle, circle. If you can still see definite lines, go back through with your light again and circle over the top again. It's just that circling motion that blends in that light to the dark. But it just gives it that depth to your colours on your petals of your flowers. So bear with me, it takes a while to colour things. I was thinking I was going to be able to colour this a lot quicker than what I'm doing, but it's relaxing watching someone colour anyway. So a couple of more darker bits just in that one there, and a couple of bits in that one. And just blend it out with the light again. You didn't get the stamp set because it looked too complicated? Honestly, Jenny, it's complicated to do, like it's harder to do watercolouring. I tried it with watercolouring and, hey Matthew, thanks for jumping on. I tried it with watercolouring and it was a lot harder to watercolour than what I thought. And I thought I'll get the blends out, and as soon as I did it with the blends I was like, oh my god, I love that stamp set because it's a gorgeous stamp set. You just have to be more controlled in how to colour, and the blends are perfect for it. So I was really thrilled when I actually designed this card for the live video this afternoon. I was really thrilled with how it turned out because I have tried with this stamp set, and the problem was I embossed and I coloured with watercolour, and that just didn't do it for me. I was a bit too messy with my watercolouring, where you can control exactly where your markers, where your blends are going. So I felt like I was more in control and it was a lot neater. Although watercolouring's not supposed to be neat, but I don't know. I tend to have a bit of a hard thing coping with watercolouring being not so neat. Okay, there. And I'm not gonna waste a lot of time in putting different grading into the leaves. I'm just going to, just on the veins of the leaves, a little bit of dark there, and then I'll go back through and blend it. So the stamp sets really give you the guide of where to go with your darker bits, because they have those colorings already marked out in the stamp. So it gives you a bit of an idea of where you need to blend. Only issue you have with the blends is that some of the larger tips are more spongy. Yes, like you've been using them heaps, but they are new. I mainly use a small nib. I find, Kath, the small nib is more controlled, and yes, I use the small nib more than I use the other end. The only time that I use the brush end is if I've got large area like these larger flowers. I'd use the brush end just to colour those, to cover a fair bit of space with your colouring. But other than that, I use the fine tip end. Hello Sandy, how are you? You're from British Columbia, Canada. You need more practice using the blends. You do have the stamp set. Sure makes for some beautiful cards. Absolutely gorgeous, it is. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do, I've finished my colouring there, but what I actually want to do, I was looking at it and I was like, that still looks pretty plain for me for the front of the card. So what I thought was I would use the Subtles embossing folder, which I've popped here, and it just created a bit different look. So I'm going to show you that, okay, up close. Okay, so you can see I've just got the darker bits and blended those in, and the more that it dries, the more it blends. But hopefully you're going to be able to see this embossing folder and the effect that it gives when you emboss. So now that I've coloured, I'm actually going to emboss it all to give it a bit of texture. So that, and so I'm using, this is a deep textured embossing folder. Sorry, I'll get that in view more. So I'm just using my base plate without the thin die adapter, so just the base plate, my cardstock in the embossing folder, and just one cutting pad over the top. And that is totally enough to get this to emboss. Okay, now I'm hoping that this will show up on camera, and it does. I'm sure it will. Look at that texture. Can you see the texture that we've just got using that embossing folder? So that has just taken that plain look off that layer for the front of the card. So I looked at it and thought, I really want to use that subtle embossing folder to make it look, yeah, it gives it that linen look. It's a real different look. Okay, so I've got a base of Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to fold that in half. I then have Granny Apple Green, because I've used the Granny Apple Green. We need to get in touch with our 5-year-old selves and colour in like we did. But yes, using the colours that made us feel happy. No rules applied. Exactly, Kath. You've just got to go for it. You've just got to get in there and use them and go for it. Because I can tell you, I was a bit dubious at first. I was like, oh, I don't know whether I'm really into this colouring and I'm not really that good. But, oh my Lord, the blends do the job for us. Like, the blends are so beautiful to use and they're so inky. So it's always my go-to these days is to use my blends. I love them. Okay, so I've got that on a Granny Apple Green base. Now, I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White, which I thought I had that in there, but I just grab a piece here. So I'm going to stamp this one sentiment, and it's out of, this is Simply to Die For, this stamp set, Strong and Beautiful. Some of the sentiments in this stamp set are just amazing. So I decided that I wanted to make a really awesome card for, say, Mother's Day. And so I'm going with the Mother's Day theme at the moment because Mother's Day's coming up in May, so I thought I want to have some nice Mother's Day cards. So I'm just going to ink that up. Now, this sentiment says, God made you my mother, love made you my friend. Simply gorgeous, stamped down in smoky slate ink. Okay, now is when the story label punch comes in. So this is in our occasions catalogue, and it is simply a stunning, is it in our occasions catalogue? No, it was one of the releases. What was that? It was on that bit of paper. Where did that go? Trying to think of where it came. The coordination product, yes. It's a story label punch that was released with all the coordination products. So the coordination products are only available during this month. So all the framelits that match our Saleabration stamp sets and things. Okay, so I'm just going to punch that one out. So all of those framelits are only available till the end of this month, so 5 more days. So if you haven't got your framelits to match your favorite Saleabration stamp set, you need to order them. Okay, so that one and that one. So I'm just cutting out 2 of those with that story label punch. Okay, I'll pop that there. Okay, so my trick with this is I've cut 2 of those labels. A lot of people will cut that label in half. I like to have 2 labels. For one thing, it gives the sentiment a lot of strength. For the other thing, when you cut it in half, you have a definite cut line, and I didn't like that cut line. So I decided that I would do it this way. So I've lined it up, and I'm going to get an edge border that way. Did I just move it? I think I did. My glue's not playing nice with me today. Okay, and that one for an edge border on that side. Okay. Now, the reasoning that I said, when you cut it in half, you'll get a definite cut mark, and you've got to make sure that you get that cut mark in. When you don't cut it in half, like as you can see, you can butt those up together, and it creates like a nice rounded effect, so you don't get that. But totally up to you how you want to do that, but that's just my hint. Michelle. Oh, Michelle says I'm bad. She wasn't going to order anything and now she needs the embossing folder. Well, what can I say, Michelle? Okay, so I'm going to bring in, this ribbon is going to be one of the favorites today. I'm going to bring in this gorgeous white burlap ribbon. And where did I put my scissors? There they are. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a strip of the burlap ribbon to go across the front. And I'm also going to bring in the gorgeous Granny Apple Green Gross Green ribbon. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that one like that. Okay. And I'm just going to pop some double-sided tape down like that, and that's where my ribbon's going to stick into, is that double-sided tape. Just going to shut my door for a minute. Okay, take off that backing. So that subtle embossing folder is gorgeous for doing this. It just creates that subtle look and gives your card like that look. As I said, it just looks like linen. Okay, so that one there, and the granny apple green one like so. And then I'm going to pop some dimensionals on here. And pop that up. I always love popping my sentiments up. I just think it makes a card. It gives it that wow factor to have a little bit of a 3D look happening. So I'm just going to pop that off to the side like that. Now, what mother wouldn't love a card like this for Mother's Day? I'm just going to glue that with my Tombow. Tombow is my glue of choice because we get that wiggle room, so it gives us lots of room to move around. Okay. So there we have a super, super cute Mother's Day card. And I think, I'm just thinking the next one's going to be a card for a female as well, because this stamp set is definitely the feature of the show today. It is, I've had this stamp set for ages. It's been sitting in my craft room and I haven't used it. But I went to go and make a Mother's Day card the other day and I was like, oh my Lord, the sentiments in this stamp set are just gorgeous. So it really made me go quite crazy with this stamp set. So the next one, what we're going to use is, I'm going to bring in the All Adorned stamp set. So this one here is another one that's available. It was our second release Saleabration item. So for a $90 order, you can earn this stamp set for free. This one here is in our occasions catalog. So this one will be available right through until the beginning of June, until we have our new catalog come out. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is, I've got a piece of Whisper White here that I'm got my stamps all sorted here. So I'm going to use a combination of Smoky Slate and Powder Pink is my combination. Just get rid of those. Okay, so this stamp set was designed to use with the Stamparatus, but what I wanted to do is, for people that don't have the Stamparatus, I wanted to show people how easy it was to line up these stamps, even if you don't have the Stamparatus, okay? Now, I can tell you that I'm not that good at lining things up, and it's even harder when I'm doing a live video because I'm not right over my work, but you will see that it is an easy stamp set to line up. You would feel bad about covering all the flowers. You know, there were still quite a few flowers left out. So it didn't bother me too much because there's quite a lot of the flowers still left out here. But I mean, you had to put a sentiment on it. I could have probably popped it right up in the corner and put the sentiment down here, but you know, that's just the way I roll. Okay, so with this one, I'm going to ink up Now the stamp that I'm inking up right at this stage is this stamp here. So I'm going to ink that up with my powder pink, and I'm randomly going to stamp that around on my cardstock. So just like that, and I think I could probably pop another little bit up in the corner there. Okay, we then are going to ink up this stamp here that is designed to go in the middle of this stamp, and you will see that there is actually 4 dots that go in the middle. You can see the little circle part here, and there's a dot in there. That lines up with these circles here in the stamp. So I'm going to try and get over that and line that up. And it's very hard because I've done petal pink as the coordinating color, but I wanted it just giving me a hint of that color. So just lining them up with the circles. And you know what? It's handmade. We don't have to be perfect at what we do. If you struggle with this, the Stamparatus is probably the way to go. But honestly, I was quite happy just to get that look. So quite easy and quite quick to achieve it when you're doing it freehand like this. So now I've got this tiny little circle one that I'm just going to place around in between things just to add a little bit of interest on those lighter, sorry, the spare space. Okay, so that's just created a really super cute background. So then the next thing that I wanted to do, as I said, I wanted to use the, oh my lord, I hope that's there somewhere. Yes, it is. Okay, I wanted to use the gorgeous Country Floral Deep Textured Embossing folder, Deep Impressions Embossing folder. But I was like, I don't really want it all the way over that. I don't want to emboss the whole thing. So what I decided was a strip of 1 1/4 inch cardstock just to go down the side here would look really nice. And I thought I could emboss that with my embossing folder to get a really super cute, lovely embossed piece. So I wanted to get, where was it? Over here, where I get quite a few flowers, plus I get the edge of a rose here and the edge of a rose up there. Now with your embossing folders, with the Stampin' Up writing coming up, that will give you the embossed look. If you have this, the Stampin' Up writing face down, you will get a debossed look, okay? So embossed look means it's raised up in the cardstock. A debossed look means that it's impressed into the cardstock. You can't see the pink very well. I'll hold it up. There you go. Yeah, it is a bit light to see, isn't it? So I wanted it to be very soft. I didn't want it too overpowering. Okay, so I'm just going to bring the Big Shot back in. Now once again, this is just the base with our embossing folder with our cardstock in it and 1 cutting pad. So there's no thin die adapter and there's no second cutting pad. It is just 1 cutting pad and our base with our embossing folder and our cardstock. And as you will see, look at that. Is that not to die for? This embossing folder is absolutely stunning, and this embossing folder you can earn for free with a $90 order for the next 5 days only. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on the edge, but then I looked at it and I was like, it still needs something. So what I decided to do was take our beautiful powder pink ribbon, and I'm just going to place a little bit of double-sided tape along the edge of this embossed strip. Okay, so just like that. And just take the backing off that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to lay my ribbon down, and I'm just going to put just the very edge of it to stick on that ribbon. Okay, and I'm then going to leave a tail on both ends, and you'll understand why when you see what I do with this. That needs to be a little bit closer. Okay, so I've just got the ribbon sitting in that double-sided tape. So now I'm actually going to pop some, ooh la la. Now I'm going to pop some Tombow on the back of this piece of embossed cardstock, and I'm going to place it on here, edged right up onto the edge, so like so. Okay, and that's going to give us a ribbon edged embossed piece on our card. Now you may say, what am I going to do with the tails of the ribbon? Double-sided tape on the other side, and we will stick those tails of the ribbon in behind, so all the workings are hidden in behind that layer. So I was thinking I just wanted to do a bit of a celebration today. I was like, I just want to play with them all one last time before they go. And the beauty of it, if you're a person that just does crafting for a hobby, it's okay. You can buy them and you can have them in your craft room and enjoy them for ages to come. But the problem is, when you actually do Stampin' Up for a living, we can't use them because I don't advertise them then, because I can't sell them after they become retired. So that's the sad part. I feel like I don't get to play with them enough. But, you know, as a collector, you can just keep purchasing them when you need them. Okay, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use that piece of Whisper White. So I'm now going to stamp the stamp that says, "To the woman who does it all with grace and wisdom." So I'm going to do that in Smoky Slate. I'm going to ink that up and stamp that on my Whisper White piece. And then with my story label punch, I'm going to punch that out. Like that. Okay, and my pink, I'm hoping I've got enough powder pink here that I can do this. One there. Will I or won't I? Let me see, I might be able to do one that way. One. Will I get two out of it? Do you think I'm going to get two out of this piece? Yes, look at that. Two. Sometimes you look at a piece of cardstock and think, oh, am I going to get it all out of that? Okay, I'm going to pop that over there because I think that's all I need it for. Yep. Okay. So I'm once again going to glue those two onto the back of my sentiment. Going to need new glue here in a minute, I think. Okay. So just like that. Oh, too much glue. Ugh. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this one on. So what have you all been doing today? Who out there has been crafting today? Type in the comments and let me know what you've been crafting and what stamp set you've been using. I always love hearing what people have been creating, and I love seeing what people have been creating. So feel free to go to my page and share some things of what you've been creating. I absolutely love seeing what other people make. It's what gives us the inspiration to turn around and make something. You see something, you see a way that someone has used a stamp set and you think, oh, I love that idea. So what have you been crafting on today? Making cards, doing scrapbook layouts. I've been actually taking my car. Oh, I forgot one part. I nearly forgot one part. Remember what is the favorite ribbon today, and where did I put it? There. Okay, so I want to pop a bit of double-sided tape right smack bang in the middle here, because I want some of that burlap ribbon, which, look, I'm coming to the end. It's nearly finished. I love this ribbon. Absolutely love this ribbon. Okay, so we have the typical burlap colour, the tan burlap colour, and we also have the white. And I think the white is just gorgeous. It's so delicate that it's lovely to pop on your cards. So I've just got the double-sided tape. I'm going to stick that down into that double-sided tape like that. My sentiment is going to... Luna says she's being lazy. What have we got? Okay, Jenny says not yet. Oh, Christy, I know you've been sick. I hope you get better soon. I know I've been listening, seeing your posts, and I think you poor girl, feeling not well. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that on the front like that. I'm then going to stamp the inside of my card. So what I decided to do was do a similar thing to what I did with the outside, but I felt like the smoky slate because I'm actually going to stamp a sentiment over this. Now, one of the main things people have been saying, Sharon's doing birthday cards with the classic garage stamp set. Well done. Michelle said she's colouring now with blends and using birthday statements stamp set. Well done. Donna said that she's been working on birthday cards with little success. Realised I didn't have any Calypso Coral. Oh no, so I'm having to rethink my colours. Sometimes that happens. But Calypso Coral, you could probably use maybe Grapefruit Grove. It's not quite as dark as Calypso Coral, but you could probably use Grapefruit Grove. You had a pedicure with your sister, Kath, and drinking champagne and eating M&Ms watching you craft. You know what, Kath? I think you have the perfect life. Who wouldn't want to be sitting and drinking champagne and eating M&Ms? They're my favourite. I love M&Ms. Absolutely love M&Ms. Okay, I'm going to stamp off with this one. I need a scrap piece of paper. I'll just use that one there. So I'm going to, with my smoky slate, just stamp off so it's not so dark. And then line up those circles once again, as good as you can, like so. And that's probably fairly faint to see, but I'll bring that up, okay? So it gives that really nice, just a really soft colour. And then I decided to change up the sentiment and do it in basic grey, so it's a bit darker. And you wait until you see this sentiment. You are going to fall in love with this stamp set. I'm just saying. You are like a diamond, resilient, strong, and beautiful. Isn't that a lovely stamp? A lovely sentiment, absolutely gorgeous, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my powder pink base, and I'm going to fold that in half, and with my bone folder, crease that. Now the reason that I use the bone folder is to get a really good crease so that your card folds really nicely and sits really nicely. I'm going to pop the front up I didn't put it on dimensionals, but I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. And you can tell me which one you prefer, whether you like it popped up or glued flat on the front. My sample one, I glued it flat on the front. And I was just looking at it thinking, I think it could do better if it was popped up. And why not? I have a heap of dimensionals here. Why not? You like the stamp saying, Kath? Yeah. I think it's gorgeous, isn't it? And whereabouts are you from, Kath? Are you from Australia? Or are you from overseas? Okay, so I'm just going to glue that down on the front with my dimensionals, like so. And then pop this one on the inside. I really do need a new Tombow. Nearly out. Although every time you think you're nearly out with Tombow, it seems to just keep going on and going on. Okay, so that. Now I'm just going to stamp an envelope because you're probably thinking, I haven't stamped an envelope for a while, which I haven't. So I decided that I would decorate an envelope while we're going. So there's the beautiful card. I'll pop that over to the left. Now, every time I want to do an envelope, I like to bring in what I've done in the card. I like to have it something similar. So I'm just going to stamp and make sure I've got it up the right way. Yeah, I'm just going to stamp that down in the corner like so. And I'm going to grab my smoky slate and I'm going to line those circles up again, which is... oh, it's very hard to see the pink to line that up. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the back. Like that. And then with our smoky slate, lining those circles up again. Like that. And there I have a super cute card with a matching envelope. Look at that. Now, who wouldn't love a card like that? To the woman who does it all with grace and wisdom, you are like a diamond, resilient, strong, and beautiful. This card would be a really lovely Jarvis Bay. Okay, too much champagne. You're so funny. This would be a beautiful card to send to a special lady that has those really awesome qualities. So I'm just going to bring in the cards that I've done again now, so you can have another look at them. So we did that gorgeous one, and that was using our All Adorned stamp set. Now this is the one that I didn't pop up, and this is the one that I did pop up. So I'm not sure whether you can see the difference, but I think the popped up version looks a lot nicer than the flat version, but each to their own. And I did this gorgeous card here, and that was also using our lovely lattice stamp set. So this one here, the lovely lattice stamp set, as well as the Strong and Beautiful stamp set. And what else did I do today? Might pan that out a bit so that we can fit more in here, so we can see what we did. So then also too, with our gorgeous Memories and More cards, we've done that gorgeous card where we have a beautiful striped envelope, the gorgeous card where we've backed it with some beautiful Calypso coral, and then punched out that sentiment that was in there, backed it with our Starburst punch and a little bit of ribbon and popped it up. And this was our male themed card using our stitch rectangles and the gorgeous textured designer series paper. So as you can see, some quick basic cards, but using some of these gorgeous Saleabration products. Now please remember that if you purchase any items during the end of March, so we've got 5 days left, you will earn free items. So all of those Saleabration items you can earn with a $90 order. You can earn one of those Saleabration items. I would really, really love and appreciate your business. It would really, really help me out. The other thing I wanted to let you know is I have a loyalty program. Now, my loyalty program is if you purchase $100 through my online store, you get a token. So for every $100 you spend, you get a token. Now, if you spend $99, do you get a token? No, you don't get a token. If you spend $101, yes, you will get a token. If you spend $100, yes, you will get a token. Same thing with $200, you'll get 2 tokens. $300, you'll get 3 tokens. So what actually happens is when you accumulate 10 tokens, you will get a $100 shopping voucher from me. You need to keep your tokens, save your tokens, and then return them back to me. And when you return them back to me, you return them back with your list of things totaling up to $100, and I will order your products and send them to your doorstep. The other thing I just wanted to recap, the awesome joining special. So if you've been thinking about joining Stamping Up and you've been thinking about it for a while, now is the time. This is the best deal that you will get through the year. Is during Saleabration. You get $315 worth of product of your choice, and you only pay $169. So if you're thinking about doing an order and it's going to be anywhere near over $169, you really want to think about joining, because you get a 20% discount no matter what until the end of July, guaranteed. So it's an awesome special to take advantage of, and it is probably the cheapest that you will ever buy Stamping Up products. $315 worth of product is a lot of product. So those Saleabration coordination products, like the framelets, the matching framelets and things, you will find that you will be able to purchase those in your starter kit. You will not earn Saleabration items in your starter kit. That is another thing that people ask me quite often. Do I earn Saleabration in the starter kit? The answer is no, because you're getting an awesome deal anyway. You're getting $315 worth of product for $169. You do not pay freight on that. It's just $169 flat. You order up to $315, you can't go over. You can be a little bit under or right on the dot, and then you will enjoy 20% discount guaranteed until the end of July if you meet your quarterly minimum payments. Like your quarterly minimum amount, sales amount, is about $156 per month. If you can spend $156 per month, which is a bundle and some cardstock, you can definitely stay wholly and solely current with Stamping Up. If you stay and you meet that quarterly amount by the end of June, you will get another 3 months, and then you'll get another month if you go into pending at the end of that 3 months to make that quarterly amount again. And what happens is each quarter it doesn't roll over. Each quarter it goes back to 0 and you start again. But honestly, there is nothing to be scared about. It is probably the best decision I've ever made in my life, joining Stamping Up. So and sorry, my phone is ringing again. Sorry about that. Hopefully we're still going here. So thank you very much for watching, and remember, 5 days left. Only 5 days left. So you really need to get in and cash in on these awesome Saleabration deals, and I would really, really appreciate your business. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that crafting session this afternoon, and until next week, I will see you again next Tuesday at 1 p.m. New South Wales Daylight Savings Time. Will it still be Daylight Savings Time? Yes, I think it will. I think it turns the next weekend.